This is a tutorial on how to do hypnosis. I'm going to teach you how to do hypnosis the right way. But keep in mind, guys, it's all about having fun, and it's about also making the person who's hypnotized dream come true. Even if you're doing it online. Over the phone, in person, or even social media. Now let's get to the tutorial. Okay, first thing first. No, the first step is having your object or your subject, the person you're hypnotizing, then it's having them either sit down, laying down, or standing, but still relax. Because just like I said with hypnosis before, it's very relaxing. This is a tool. This is a way to relax. This is a way to take your mind off a step for a while. So make sure they're either sitting, standing, whatever. Yeah. So make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. Very important. Second, have them focus on something for a while. Like, explain to them what's gonna... Yeah, second, you guys. Have them focus on something for a while. Like, have them focus on a spiral. Have them focus on maybe a pocket watch. Maybe you have a pocket watch. Actually, don't use a pocket watch. Maybe you have something else. Have them focus on something else powerful. Like a spiral. Or maybe use your hand. Maybe also have them focus on their breathing. But the most important thing with hypnosis, make it fun. Change it up. Don't just do one thing at a time. Especially if you're going to do something like sleep hypnosis. Don't do that. Don't just do one thing. Change it up. Like, have them focus on their breathing. Have them look at your hands. Stuff like that. Do a simple countdown. Stuff like that. For example, be like, hey, I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. And then you start to count down, like 10, 9, 8. And then keep going now, basically. No. Or, have them focus on their breathing and do a countdown. Like, hey, breathing in. Softly. Breathe. Inhaling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, start with 5. So, etc. First thing first. Once you're ready, though, you have to be ready for it, though. Snap your fingers and say the word sleep. Or maybe you say the word drop or something. Or sleep now. To let them know, hey, you're going into a trance now. Now, this is what you expect. And tell them to close their eyes. No. Close your eyes and, close your eyes, go to sleep. No. So basically, when you snap your finger and say sleep, their eyes gonna shut. No. Their head might drop. Their body might collapse. But they're still gonna be safe. But also make sure they're safe. The main thing that people, keeping your object or subject safe at all times. Make sure they're safe in time. Because if you don't do that, then you're doing hypnosis wrong. Never, ever hurt them, never harm them, and keep that in mind. Thing. And also, another thing to remember though, with hypnosis, it takes practice. Yeah. So you might have to complete like step 1 to 3 multiple times though. That's okay. Keep trying until you get it right. No. But make sure to actually relax though the whole time. Make sure you do that. And then, 4, give them a suggestion, or maybe give them a command, something. to get their mind, to take their mind out of stuff. Let them know, that their mind is blank right now, but they're opening up to that suggestion or, that command. Like, say something like snap your finger and be like, hey, let them know, hey, whenever I snap my finger, and maybe you'll say like some kind of word, like, let them know, like for example, if you say, let them know, hey, when I snap my finger and say the word bark, you're gonna bark none. Or another example, whenever I snap my finger and say the word cat, you're gonna meow again. Like, given a suggestion, kind of explain to it, hey, this is what's gonna happen, this is how you're gonna respond to it, stuff like that, especially if you're using command. Like, for example, cat, to make them meow like cat, or, stuff like that. Like, make it fun, like I said, make it fun, of course. Don't just make it boring, no. Stuff like that, no, basically. Another thing to remember, guys, when you're doing hypnosis, stay focused, and it's okay, like, ignore the distraction. You have to stay focused, even when there's distraction. So if I were you, for example, I would move more to a quiet room with the subject, even if you're doing it online. No. Move to a quieter space where you can focus and do hypnosis. But even if you're doing with distractions now, remain focused. Because if you lose track now, or if you're not focused, like I said, especially with distractions, they're not gonna do what you want though. So basically, keep that in mind the whole time. So make sure you do that. And then also when you're giving them the suggestions now, you need to be patient with them as well. Make sure you're very patient though. No, basically, very, very important. Being patient. Again, especially if you're like giving them a command. No. Let's say, for example, you're making them bark or not. You're snapping your fingers, you're saying the word bark, or you're snapping your fingers saying the word cat, you're making them meow, or cat, or whatever. Maybe you're doing transformation. Let's say they're not listening, you're not doing your suggestion. Don't get mad. Don't shout. Don't raise your voice. None of that. No. Because if you do that, they're not gonna do what you want. And that's okay. Keep trying. Maybe change the suggestion, or maybe change whatever it is. Remember, split them up. Like I said, no. But never, ever, ever shout or raise your voice. You want to keep your voice soft and soothing the whole time. Make sure it's soft and soothing. Because they're not going to do what you want if you're shouting them. It's just like teaching them. Of course they're not going to do what you want though. So you got to keep in mind. And just like that, if you follow these rules, if you do the suggestion, and then the last thing though, with hypnosis, after you give them the suggestion, after you give them the command, wake them up gently. Maybe start with a simple countdown, like I said. No, and be like, and wake them up. And then once they wake up, tell them this is what's gonna give them however long to do the suggestion, and just like that, you can hypnotize anybody you want, and you can be hypnotized all you want. Just remember to follow this rule though, and just like that, you can hypnotize anybody you want. And that's the tutorial, guys. So hopefully you have fun with this. Be safe, of course. So don't hurt anybody. Promise.